All right, hello, welcome everyone. My name is Giselle Wilson. I am the BBA career coach and internship coordinator for the College of Business. We are so excited to have you guys joining us for this webinar featuring SEO Career. So just some notes, this session is going to be recorded and will be posted on our website and social media platforms just in case you need to go back and view this session again, so it'll always be accessible. When you have questions anytime during this webinar, please use the Q&A feature on Zoom and it will help us keep track of all of your questions to make sure that we are answering everything that you need to have in all of your questions. So we are going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to introduce Sarah, and she is the representative for our region for SEO Career, and she's going to give us some lovely information, and I'm going to turn it over to you.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Giselle, for having me. And hi, everybody. My name is Sarah Lawrence. I am the recruiting manager for SEO Career. And I would first love for everybody to just fill out an interest form really quickly, just so I know who's joined us today and we can follow up with you. So I've gone ahead and sent that through the chat. If you guys can just take a minute or two to complete that. All right, so hopefully you guys are done wrapping that up and you go ahead and still finish out that interest form. I'll just go ahead and introduce myself again. So my name is Sarah Lawrence. As I said, I am the recruiting manager for the program, currently in Brooklyn, New York. So hello from a little bit of cold weather. Looking forward to spring soon. We are SEO Career. I'll tell you guys a little bit about our program in the next 30 minutes or so. So really excited to walk you through all of our opportunities and making sure that we're helping you all find career success. And then we'll definitely have some time at the end for questions. So really excited that so many of you have decided to join us today, and welcome. So if you are a little unfamiliar with SEO Career, I thought I'd start us off with just a brief introduction to the program. So we started in 1980 as a partner to Wall Street and making sure we were helping diversify Wall Street. And so our program, now has really expanded. And our goal as a program is really to make sure that we're providing free access and training to students who identify as Black, Latinx, and Native American seeking competitive, high-paying summer internships in business, finance, real estate, and technology. We are so excited that we've grown immensely in the last few years, especially this last year, to really making sure that we're helping as many students get internship opportunities. And we currently partner with over 150 companies, ranging from JP Morgan to American Express, to KKR, to Blackstone, and a wide range of companies, which I'll expand on a little bit later in the presentation. As you see here, we're so excited that 80% of SEO career interns receive a full-time offer if they are eligible. So if that means you are interning as a junior, you have an 80% chance through SEO career of getting that full-time offer by the end of the summer internship to start after you graduate, which I think just speaks really well to the success students find in their internships because of the training and coaching we're providing them. We are primarily a virtual training and coaching program. So we have really transitioned into this virtual learning space quite well. I'll talk a little bit more about how our program is delivered and kind of what the benefits are that you'll expect throughout your time in the program next. But just wanted to let you know that We are absolutely considering students across the country. Especially this program is great for you to, take advantage of on your own. It's self-paced. We're really here to just make sure that we're as much of a resource to you, supporting you all in your, again, career success. Sorry about that. So a little bit about the program and how it works. So we are a two-phased professional development and internship program. And the two phases are called SEO Edge and SEO Success. So the way our program works is that we recruit freshmen, sophomores, and juniors ahead of the recruiting season into SEO Edge so that we can really help students with their, pre-interviewing kind of development, really helping students understand, what they want to do with their career, beyond college, right? And for us, that means helping you get a paid internship. So through SEO Career, we provide students access to trainings and coaching that focus on helping you with career exploration, right? So, you want to do business, but you're not really sure if that means finance, or does that mean sales, or does that mean consulting? And so we help you kind of understand what those different areas mean and get some exposure to maybe some day in the life of kind of learning, so that you have a better kind of awareness of what the job opportunities are. And then that way you'll work your skills and your experiences towards that career path. So we help you with career exploration. We also help you with your resume, right? So how do you get those skills that you need to be competitive? Branding. So how do you then talk about those skills in a way that is, relevant to that career that you're interested in? And then ultimately help you with your interviewing skills. Our training and coaching is very much targeted to the career you're seeking, right? Because an interview process in technology is going to look completely different than an interview process in marketing or finance. So we really want to make sure that we're helping you develop your interview skills as it relates to those areas. That way, if you do get an interview, you're finding success throughout that process to getting the internship offer. One awesome benefit of Edge is that aside from all of this training and coaching that we're providing you, you'll also be able to access internship opportunities with partner companies that we work with to apply and be considered for those opportunities. The great thing is that a lot of our partner companies know SEO Career as a trusted partner, and making sure that we are providing, you all with successful training and coaching. And so, being just an SEO Career on its own requires work and time and dedication. Then our partners really value that, right? So just being a part of SEO Career alone, you really do stand out as a candidate and in your kind of selection for interviews. If you are selected for interviews, we'll do interview prep with you, set you up with alumni or folks that in our network that work in that industry or for that company, so that you get as much exposure as possible in then getting information, and insights to help you get that internship offer. So that's SEO Edge, right? It's about 4 to 16 weeks, depending on when you join. Obviously, sooner the better. But the goal is really to make sure that we're helping you access training and coaching ahead of the recruiting season, and then help you through the recruiting season to get the internship offer. So again, currently seeking freshmen, sophomores, and juniors to go through Edge. And then if you do land an SEO career internship or an internship with an SEO career partner, you'll then advance into SEO Success, which is our internship support and training phase of the program. So once you get that internship offer, specifically with an SEO career partner company, you'll be invited to start in training as soon as you get that offer, right? So from the time you get the offer to the start of your summer internship, you'll go through spring development, which is providing you with access to technical skills, training, and really prepare you for the day-to-day of your summer internship. So if that means Excel training, if that means working on cases, really anything we can do to simulate the work that you'll be doing throughout the summer. is the goal, so that, once you do start your summer internship, you really can, kind of jump all in and stand out as a top performer. Another benefit of success is we do a career summit. Typically, this is in mid-May to really help you kind of transition from college to career, help you prepare for that summer internship through additional training. Usually the Career Summit is in person. This year it will be done virtually, as you can expect. But we are really looking forward to next year it being in person again in New York City. And it's usually a week-long program where not only is there additional training, but there are so many networking opportunities. We invite a lot of our partner companies and alumni to meet the intern class and really kind of get you ready and prepared for that summer internship. And then throughout the summer, you get assigned a career coach as well. So you'll be working with someone at the very minimum on a weekly basis to really check in with you on your progress throughout your summer internship, really for you to leverage them as a resource and answering any questions, whether that's about the work or, how do you stand out as an intern, or, how do you manage your relationship with your manager, right? It's all about helping you find success throughout that summer to be on track to receiving that full-time offer. So that's just a little bit about how the program would work. And again, because we're looking for freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, the program is really kind of dependent on, or the length of the program will be dependent on when you join SEO Career, right? If you join earlier as a freshman, you can potentially go through our program, various summers, right? Depending if you get a summer internship more than once, right? So the length of the program will sort of depend on when you apply. But we are currently looking primarily for students to go through our program between now and fall to help you go through the recruiting process in the fall and get you a summer 22 internship. So I see some questions in the Q&A, so I'll just pause and see if I can answer those really quickly before I move on to the rest of the presentation. So I see a question about if this program is only for undergrads. Yes, we are only for undergrads. Unfortunately, we do only consider students who are graduating with their bachelor's, graduating in December 2021 or later at this time. So I see we got a couple questions from seniors. Definitely seniors, if you graduate December 2021, you would be eligible for this summer. Otherwise, if you graduate before this summer, we are not able to consider you since we're a summer internship program. Good question.
One more question here, Sarah. Do you have any internships for someone in supply chain or procurement?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'll talk a little bit about our career tracks next, actually. So that's a perfect pivot.
Great.
So yeah, in terms of our career tracks and what areas we help students get internships in, generally speaking, we are looking for students interested in real estate, technology, corporate services, and financial services. So we are less so concerned about your major. We do welcome all majors, but really looking for students who have an interest and passion to go into one of these career areas. More specifically, for real estate, we are looking for students interested in commercial real estate. So that includes property management, wealth management, asset management, and investments. So if you're a little bit more of the analytical side and have a passion for real estate. Technology, we are looking for students interested in both technical and non-technical roles, right? So if you have an interest in business and information systems, right, and kind of want to work more on the IT side or the business side, or if you want to go into a more technical role like software development, computer science, data science, those types of roles. Then corporate services is sort of our widest track and sort of in terms of interest, right? So if you have an interest in consulting, in corporate finance and operations and marketing, you would definitely be a great candidate for our corporate services track. And in terms of the question specifically about supply chain and procurement, we don't have a track that's called that, right? So I would say that would probably fall within the operations realm or the operations interest track within our program. But all of our students, if you get accepted, you'll have access to all different kinds of opportunities, kind of within your interest intended track or not. So you'll be able to see all the different opportunities with partner companies. And we have had a few procurement roles in the past that students have interned in. It's a good question. And then financial services is, I would say, probably one of our larger areas. So that's for students interested in investment banking, sales and trading, wealth management, investment research, private equity, venture capital, and some of the more finance type roles. So that is, definitely, like I said, are one of our larger areas. And we are, looking for students across all these career tracks, not depending on your major, with the exception of technology that may require, a computer science major, but every other career track, really just looking for someone who has that interest. And then in terms of our company partners, so as you can see, the slide's a little outdated since we've grown so much. So we currently have, like I said, 150 companies that we work with that provide students with access to high-paying summer internships. So as you can see, these are really well-known companies and really established, opportunities, right? So potentially you can get an internship with American Express or IBM or Accenture or JP Morgan, right? And this is just a snapshot of those companies, right? We've since added quite a handful of technology startups, fintech companies, and more corporate opportunities. So that is something really exciting that we are definitely happy to share. So that's great news. And just to share briefly, we do have, for summer 2021, we still have opportunities that we're recruiting for, mainly in technology. So if any of you guys are in the computer science or sort of technology space and have an interest, we are currently still accepting sophomores and juniors for technology opportunities this summer. So if you are interested, I'm happy to connect with you separately to make sure that you're getting considered for this summer as well. So I'm going to play a brief video that I think just gives a great overview about our program. Hopefully that will help kind of put into context everything I already covered, and then we'll jump into the application and selection process.
SEO.
Whoops.
Is where preparation meets opportunity.
SEO has been a complete game changer for me.
You can't get access like this anywhere else.
The SEO staff, they were there with us at every step.
SEO gave me the opportunity that I needed to show what I have to offer.
This summer completely changed my idea of my career. It changed my life.
The wisdom, the knowledge, the skill, the experience that you're going to acquire this summer is something that communities of color have rarely, if ever, had in history.
The SEO training allowed me to succeed above and beyond expectations.
Any SEO intern that's come in has been incredibly prepared.
The professionals at the firm gave some of the more advanced work to the SEO career interns because they were ready.
This is not your average summer job. You need a coach, a trainer, a friend, and that's where SEO comes in.
My SEO coach made a huge difference. She was on call 24/7.
Just to have a person be there for you, coach you on how to say things, how to navigate this industry, how to carry myself.
You talk to your parents, like, listen, I'm having this problem at the investment bank. Your parent's gonna say, just cheer up, keep going, right? That doesn't necessarily help, but my SEO coach has been in the environment, and he can give me specific guidelines as to what I need to do.
The SEO Career Summit is powerful.
Everything I know now, I learned due to the summit.
My favorite part about the summit was interacting with other people of similar backgrounds and overcoming similar challenges.
Those relationships you build just in that short week, it's really a network you can leverage in the future.
Don't ever think for 1 minute that you cannot get to the top. You can.
It's a game out there. You either play or be played. That's your call.
I think about the possibility of turning over the reins to somebody that is in this room.
You don't get to meet people like this on your everyday journey.
We continue to partner with SEO because the return is there.
We just love the interns that we get. They're very highly motivated. They challenge the status quo.
In terms of SEO alumni, all you have to do is put in the subject in an email, greetings from SEO Career Intern, and you get a response immediately.
My intern class has been a huge support, and we're always constantly helping each other.
SEO presents an opportunity to have access to a world that seemed far out of reach.
The reason that I stay connected and support SEO is because of the impact it had on my life.
My success has really been driven by SEO. Those skill sets that you develop when you're in the SEO program, it's going to keep advancing your career.
SEO has done well, reminding people that even though we are in a very competitive field, we're still family.
What are you waiting for? You need to be part of SEO because SEO changed my life forever.
Great. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that quick video. It's always so nice for me to see those awesome students share. So in terms of who is eligible and our application process, we are currently accepting applications. So our website is seocareer.org/apply. I'll go ahead and share that in the chat as well as my email address as well. So that way you guys can hopefully open that up. Our application is about 5 to 10 minutes to complete. So it's a fairly quick application. And we're really just looking to first see that you meet our eligibility requirements. So first and foremost, we are looking for freshmen, sophomores, and juniors graduating with their bachelor's degree December 21 or later, who identify as Black, Latinx, or Native American, and have a 3.2 GPA. We do welcome students that have a 3.0 to 3.2. Just know your application may get put on hold until we have opportunities become available that we can consider you for. Additionally, we do look at students who attend accredited four-year universities. So if you recently transferred, you would have to wait to complete your first semester at UH downtown to report your GPA from this university. So I would recommend that you wait until the end of the semester until you have your first semester's GPA to apply. We do welcome all majors, as I said, and in terms of work authorization, we do require that you are eligible to work in the United States to qualify for our program, specifically EDGE. If you are a student who has a F1 visa that is on OPT or CPT, you may be eligible for the program. And if you do land a summer internship, you may be eligible for success. So just wanted to clarify that. Happy to answer questions offline about your eligibility if that is a question. And then in terms of what happens next, so after you complete the application, you'll get an email to verify your account. So make sure to do that. It should come to your account within 5 minutes of applying. And then once you complete the verification step, you'll receive an update regarding your application and whether or not you're eligible. And then within 1 to 2 weeks of submitting your application, you'll receive instructions via email on uploading your resume and accessing Blackboard. So Blackboard is the virtual training platform that we use at SEO. And that is where you'll then upload your resume for review. And you'll be able to access some, just introductory resources to learn about different career tracks. And then you'll also be asked to sign up for an initial screen assessment. And so this is a way for our team to just learn more about your background and your interests and your skills, right? And so that phone screen or that initial screen is really what ultimately determines whether or not you get accepted into our program. And then once you are accepted, what type of resources we think you need to really make sure that you're competitive in the interviewing process. So that phone screen is really an opportunity for you to share your passion or interest about a particular career or a particular industry, for you to share your experiences on your resume and your transferable skills. And then we'll also ask you some, preliminary interview questions just to get a better sense of your background so that we can then provide you with, the specific training or coaching with your interview skills and make sure that, we're helping you prepare for the recruiting season. So that's just a little bit about our process. So once you complete the initial screen, I would say within 1 week, you'll receive an update in Blackboard with whether or not you have passed your screen, and we'll receive next steps on, when you'll be enrolled in the EDGE phase of the program and when you'll be able to access internship opportunities. So that is pretty much it in terms of how our application and selection process works. Like I said, I'll definitely take some questions now. I see we have a few coming in the Q&A, so I'll be able to answer those in a second. But just wanted to briefly just thank everybody for attending. Again, hope this was really helpful for you all in learning more about our program and opportunities. Again, here is my email address. I also sent it via the chat, so feel free to email me if you have any questions, and especially if you are interested in those summer 2021 opportunities I shared. Go ahead and email me your resume once you apply, so I can potentially fast track you for this summer. Otherwise, please go to seocareer.org right away to apply. Again, application is about 10 minutes to complete. So it's a great way to get started with, finding career success. And that is pretty much it. So I'll jump into questions, unless Giselle, did you want to jump in beforehand?
Yeah, so probably what's going to be easiest, I can just go through and answer these, or I'm sorry, ask you these questions and you can answer them.
Sure, that's great.
So first question we have, is this program not helpful for seniors?
Yes, so we really care more about your graduation date, right? As I said earlier, we are looking for students who graduate with their bachelor's no earlier than December 2021, so that we can help you, get a summer internship for this summer. But unfortunately, if you graduate earlier, we aren't able to consider you, and really, you should really be focused on getting a full-time opportunity.
Can students join the SEO program if they are not majoring in business? This student's major is psychology with a minor in sociology.
Yes, so you don't need to be a business major to join. We welcome all majors. Good question. So we care more about your transferable skills and your interest in that career path. And really, we are able to help you learn more about, how to best prepare for that interview, or what experiences you have so far that would make you a good candidate, and then what are the opportunities that you can work on, right? So we're looking for all majors here, so definitely if you are a psychology or sociology major, you would have to be interested in the opportunities we offer. So we don't have opportunities to work in healthcare or similar fields, but if you have an interest, let's say in consulting or marketing, and you're able to really share, why you have an interest in that area and how maybe your academics in psychology are helpful towards that area, that's great, right? So first and foremost, just looking for you to have an interest in those careers.
Next question, how do we enroll in the program?
Yes, so we would first need you to apply to on our website, right? So you have to go to seocareer.org/apply to be considered. So first you apply, and then if you are eligible, you'll get next steps on how to upload your resume, complete the initial screen, and then be invited to the program if you meet our criteria.
So do we have to travel in person once meetings begin?
That's a good question. I'll answer it in two parts. So in terms of our program, we do not require that students have to travel other than the summit, right? So if you do get selected to participate in the summer internship with a partner and you get invited to summit right before your summer internship begins, we do hold that in person in New York City typically, and you would have to travel for that. But otherwise, everything else we do will be virtual, whether through Zoom or through phone or through Blackboard, which is great. The other part of that question is obviously we are looking to help you get a summer internship, right? And so those summer internships are located across the country with partners, right? So we do not, sort of look to have students stay in, where they're going to school or where, they currently live, right? We are really expecting students who, are looking for the work experience and are flexible to kind of go elsewhere for opportunities, right? You absolutely, can be selective, but just know that through our program, you'll be considered for opportunities across the country. You'll have the opportunity to tell us if you do want to be considered or you don't want to be considered for opportunities, if that's a deal breaker for you. But obviously, the internship opportunity and where that's located will depend on the specific company that's recruiting. And we provide all of that information to you in Blackboard, right? Similar to how you may go on your school's career portal to look at different opportunities. And most of our partners do provide housing stipends for the summer. So if you do land a summer internship, know that it is a full-time, 40 hours a week internship for, 8 to 10 weeks over the summer.
Okay, thank you. For the junior class, should we be looking at getting internships this summer, or when is it recommended, or when is the recommended time of year?
Yeah, so I would say if you graduate in December or, kind of May of next year, you would definitely be prioritizing interning this summer, right? Unfortunately, just given that it's March, a lot of our partners have wrapped up their recruiting for summer 2021, with the exception of those technology roles that I shared earlier. So technology on our end is the only kind of area we're considering, juniors for summer 2021 internships. And that's, so again, just for our program, if you find a summer internship on your own, with a company in the fall or spring, absolutely, that's your right to kind of take advantage of that opportunity. But our program is focused on summer internships.
So what is the level of daily or weekly involvement for someone who is approved, or I'm guessing in this program?
Selected, yeah. So in Edge, I would like to compare it to about a 2-credit class, right? So, you're spending maybe about 2 hours a week, going through coursework or, joining webinars or events or coaching call. So it is a fairly flexible program, right? You don't necessarily need to be in there every week, right? But if you, want to, do 4 hours one week or 1 hour the next week, right? It's kind of on you and when you find, time. I would say once you get that internship offer and start success, the timing does become a little bit more structured and a little bit more, intensive, because we really want to make sure you get the experience and the, the preparation for that summer internship. So you're looking maybe at about 40 to 50 hours in the spring to really kind of devote to that technical training.
Okay. So are internships offered locally in the Houston metropolitan area?
Yeah, good question. I don't know off the top of my head the exact companies that are in Houston, but I know we have a few. I want to say definitely our banking partners, so Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan, I believe, have offices in Houston that they recruit students for. We also partner with a few real estate firms in Houston that take interns as well. And then we do have just largely partners in Texas, mainly in, I would say, real estate. So in Austin, we have a few real estate partners. We also recruit for IBM internship there. We have a partnership with Johnson & Johnson that recruits for opportunities in El Paso, Texas. So definitely, those are just some examples of the opportunities and kind of where they're located. But definitely once you get into the program, you'll be able to see all of the different opportunities in their locations.
Can someone with no skills be considered?
So that's a good question. We all have skills. So I want to maybe push back on you to say you do have skills and in some way that you may just not be realizing are relevant, right? So, I always like to tell students that, you're able to talk about your skills, whether that's, in a part-time job, right? If you work at a restaurant or a clothing store, if you are, part of a student organization on campus, right? Anything that you're doing sort of outside of the classroom to develop sort of professional or teamwork, collaboration, or analytical skills, those are all great, right? So you don't necessarily need, HR experience to work in HR or marketing experience to work in marketing, right? Really having a good understanding of the transferable skills. So definitely would recommend that, prior to that initial screen with us, that you do some research into the career you're interested in and find out what those transferable skills are so that you can come prepared, to be able to speak to certain experiences you have.
So, question for Sarah. You mentioned if we recently transferred to UHD, we should wait to complete our first semester at UHD before submitting an application to the SEO site. Is that recommended for juniors as well, considering there's not much time left before graduation?
Yeah, that's a good question and happy to clarify there. So if you are a junior and this is your last summer before you graduate, then you, unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to have you wait until the end of the semester to apply. What I will say is if you transferred from a four-year university, you're eligible to apply. But unfortunately, if you've transferred from a community college or a two-year program, you would need first to finish this first semester. And so if that is your case, then definitely, apologize for, sort of the late exposure to our program, but we wouldn't be able to consider you.
Okay. Are these internships paid?
So our program is free, but the internships are paid, right? So just want to clarify, you'll get access through the program to internship opportunities, and all of the opportunities that are available through the program are paid internships, right? So that is definitely a distinction I want to make.
Let's say a student applies to the program, but the GPA requirement isn't fulfilled. Are these students possibly viewed for the application process?
So again, this is a little bit of a nuanced question. If you have a 3.0 to 3.2, your application gets put on hold. So you will be still reviewed, but you will not get access to the program, immediately. We just first have to, make sure that, there's something available for you to be able to consider in terms of opportunities. However, if you are a freshman or sophomore and your GPA is not quite a 3.0 or not quite a 3.2, we will ask you to update your GPA on your application. And if you at that point qualify, then we'll consider you for the program. So it really does depend on how much time you have left in college. We are considering students throughout their junior year. So again, if you apply your freshman or sophomore year and your GPA doesn't quite make it, you have time to improve that GPA to then ultimately be eligible.
Is there any part-time internships available?
We only recruit students for full-time internships, so full-time and paid internships.
Okay. And will internships be virtual?
Yeah, that's a good question too. We are still finding that out. Definitely for 2021, a lot of our company partners have decided to remain virtual or remote for the summer. So absolutely, that is the case. However, for summer 2022, that is very much still unknown. I would say that I wouldn't be surprised if we have some partners that are going to offer remote opportunities going forward. But we do anticipate that most will become in person next summer.
Is there a limited number of candidates that get accepted into your program?
Yeah, so we recruit students on a rolling basis. So we do not require or we do not look at you, in relation to other students, but just really on kind of your own success and, if you are a good candidate for our program in terms of your experiences and skills, right? So that is a great question. Definitely, I recommend that you apply as soon as possible. We ask that you apply and then we'll accept students on a rolling basis for Edge. We've already started to have opportunities become available for summer 22 recruiting. So definitely would recommend that you apply sooner rather than later.
Okay, so that was our last, one more. Is there an age limit?
No, we do not have that as part of our eligibility requirements. We just ask that, you're currently a student pursuing your bachelor's degree and you graduate December 21 or later.
Awesome. Well, if there's any more questions, speak now or forever hold your peace, you guys. If you do, I'm just going to share our last two events for the semester. I'm sorry, for the month, not for the semester. We have on Thursday our professional leadership and dining etiquette workshop that's going to be taking place. And at the end of the month, we're going to have our Davies Speed interviewing and networking event. All of these events, you can scan this QR code and it will take you to our website where you can register for these events. If there's no more questions, we thank you so much, Sarah, for your time. This has been wonderful. A lot of good information. Students, you guys, you have the information for Sarah. So if you do have any questions that you think of after we conclude this session, definitely use Sarah's email to reach out to her. I'm pretty sure she'll be welcoming of your questions. So again, thank you guys so much for your attendance. Let's see. We have one more question that came in. A student asked, would you be available for one-on-one questions after the session?
I think with the webinar feature, it probably is not the best platform right now to connect one-on-one, but absolutely, if you email me, I'm happy to set up a brief connect session.
Awesome. All right, you guys. Well, I would like to thank you for your attention and you attending this session. I hope you guys have a fabulous day, and I hope to see you at one of our many other events throughout the semester. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Giselle. Thank you, Maxine. It was nice to meet everybody. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day and look forward to seeing your applications.